about you, but I love classic roasted chicken. So when I found this recipe, I had to give it a try. Now it's become my go-to. Today I'm going to show you how to make curry roasted chicken. I love this recipe because it's naturally gluten-free. You use this curry paste, which is the Patak's Tikka Masala curry paste, and it's naturally gluten-free. So we're gonna rub this all over the chicken. It's gonna be surrounded by veggies, and you're gonna use a coconut milk base for the sauce. It's delicious, make anybody happy, whether you're gluten-free or not. Something to keep in mind when making this recipe is that it takes 1 hour and 45 minutes for your chicken to completely cook. So it's not one of those recipes that you want to be making when you have a jam-packed evening full of activities. Sunday afternoon for dinner is perfect. So let's get started. First things first, don't forget to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Next, I'm going to take 1 tablespoon of the curry paste. It smells really good. I could smell that all day. And I'm going to go ahead and spread it all over my chicken. Sometimes I end up just using my hands because I want to get everywhere and the brush doesn't always cut it. But for now, it's doing a good job because this chicken's pretty big. But I try to get every little bit because it adds so much flavor. Can't see that side. And don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. It's just part of the territory when you're cooking. It's okay. That's what soap and water's for. Get that under part. Now, also something to keep in mind, always cook your chicken breast up for this recipe because you want the breast is the thickest part of the chicken. You want to make sure that it gets cooked well. All right, once your chicken is completely coated in the curry sauce, you're going to take 1/2 of a lime and put it into the cavity of the chicken. That's the inside right here. You see that? And you wanna make sure it's empty because a lot of times they leave some of the gizzards and the chicken neck in there. Save that chicken neck for soup. Go ahead and freeze it in a bag. It'll keep lovely. All right, next, 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil. We're gonna drizzle that over the bird, okay? So there's 1 tablespoon. We're gonna do 1/2. There we go. And we're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of salt and pepper each. Just sprinkle that all over your chicken. Chicken. I don't have any loose pepper, but I like the pepper grinder anyway. It's more fresh. So I'm just gonna eyeball that. It's not a deal breaker. There we are. It's time to put the chicken in the oven, but we do wanna cover it loosely with tin foil. Just keep the juices in, make sure that doesn't dry out. Okay? We're gonna place this in your preheated oven, 350 degrees, for at least 1 hour. So the original recipe calls for a chicken that's about 4.5 pounds. I got a chicken about 6.5 pounds. So I'll start with 1 hour. Keep an eye on it. I may need to add a little bit more time. So you have 1 hour. What are you gonna do? It's time to prep those veggies. First, start with 600 grams of baby potatoes. That's just under 1.5 pounds. Had some big ones in there, so I just cut them in half. Set those aside. I had a crown of broccoli, so I cut that into florets. About 1/2 pound of green beans, I cut those in half. I had a zucchini on hand, so I quartered it. You're gonna want also a full red pepper, sliced. I happen to have an orange one on hand, so I sliced that up too. All right, let's take our potatoes over because it's time to put them in with the chicken. It's been 1 hour. We're gonna pull this delicious chicky, I can smell it already, out of the oven. And bring it on over. All right, let's check this out. I can smell it. Oh, do you want to see it? Do you? Because it looks really good. Look at that bird. Got all these nice juices. We're actually going to use those with the potatoes. Put the potatoes all around. And I want to move them around to get them coated in the juices and oils of the chicken. You know what? Sometimes I even just pick up the tray and get the oil to move around that way because it works out really nicely. But we'll just move these all around. We're just gonna do a big circle. Come on, guys, it's like a dance. Move them all around. It smells so good, but it's not ready to be eaten yet. So I must be patient because it still has another 45 minutes to bake. So what we're gonna do, I'm coating the potatoes and then we're gonna pop it in, again, uncovered for another 30 minutes before we add the rest of the veggies. All set. All right, we're gonna pop it back in the oven. And this time, we're gonna set it for 30 minutes. There we go. While that's cooking, let's make the sauce. What you'll need is that curry paste, the tikka masala. We're gonna do 2 tablespoons. I do heaping tablespoons just because it's so good. So we're gonna add that to a bowl. So 1, 2, set that aside. And that other half of lime, you know, its brother is inside the chicken. So we're gonna juice this lime. All right. Next, a can of full fat coconut milk. Add this. So, ooh, and be careful because it will splash you. This is why I wear an apron every time I cook. So it's gonna give that delicious coconut curry flavor that I love, that so many people love. I love coconut milk and I love curry together. And it's just, they work. Great combination. All right. Next, a teaspoon of sugar. And 2 teaspoons of fish sauce. I love the Red Boat fish sauce, it's my favorite. We use a lot of fish sauce in my house. Now Nicky from the Kitchen Sanctuary does this. She's a lot neater than I am. She mixes it all in the tray with the veggies. I would just slosh it all over the place. So I like to mix mine ahead of time and have it all ready to go and drizzle it over the veggies at the last step. But you do it whatever way you see fit. This does give me an extra bowl and utensil to wash, so keep that in mind. But for me, it works better. Do what works best for you. Smells really good. I always have to taste it. Tastes good too. But I think it does need a little extra fish sauce. Oh, that's how I cook. Sorry. And a bit more sugar. E perfetto. Now it's ready, and when that 30 minutes is up, I'm going to pull the chicken out, add the rest of the veggies, and cover them in this delicious sauce. My timer went off. Let's go get that chicken. Now we're going to add the veggies and the sauce for the last round. Oh, do you hear that? Sounds good, it smells good, it looks good. Yummy. All right, let's see how good I am at balancing here. Don't hit the tray. Okay. Now I'm gonna scatter the veggies all around the chicken. All the color. It's gonna be so good tonight for dinner. All right, so trying to spread these out as evenly as possible so that they cook equally. Just do your best. There we go. And a white green bean. Okay, now the sauce is all done. I'm just gonna drizzle that all over the veggies. There we go. Just do your best to spread it evenly. You can always mix it around again after it's done cooking. Isn't that awesome? It smells so good. Getting ready for dinner. The kids will come home from school and say, Mom, what smells so good? I say, dinner's ready. I say, already? It drives me crazy when recipes, I'm gonna put some on the chicken just for fun. When recipes don't give you enough sauce and you have to use it so sparingly, I feel kind of gypped in that situation, but this is not one of those recipes. This is my own addition, adding it to the chicken. I think it adds nice flavor. Just a little extra something, something. Okay, look at that. You can mix it around if you want. But like I said, you can do that at the end as well, after it's all cooked in. Let's get this back in the oven. It has 15 more minutes to bake, and then it should be ready. Last leg of the dish. Add it to the oven for 15 more minutes. It's getting heavier and heavier. Be very, very careful at this point. It'd be a bummer to drop this on the floor and lose dinner. "15 minutes is up. Let's grab that chicken and veggies out of the oven. It smells so good. Can't wait to see it. Yum! All right, let's get this guy out here. Look at that bird. She's ready to be eaten. Though the bird looks done, just to be safe, I always take the temperature. You want it to be 165 degrees. I go ahead and I test it in the breast because it is the thickest part of the bird. Some people do like to test at the thigh as well, and it's definitely past 165, so we're good. And what I'm going to do is let it rest about 15 to 20 minutes. I'm gonna cover it with tin foil loosely just to trap those juices in the bird, and hopefully it won't be dried out when we carve it. When you're ready to serve this after the rest time, what you're going to do is cut it up however you like, and I like to use rice or cauliflower rice. Just place some chicken with some veg, and then save that sauce because you're going to take the sauce and drizzle it over everything, and it's gonna be delicious. First time I made this, my youngest, every bite she took, I heard, She was just in heaven eating this, and I completely agreed with her. It was delicious, and I hope you enjoy it as much as we do in this house. Please make sure to subscribe and like below, and we'll see you next time.